Seve de Campo, Phil Bellingham, two cross-country athletes heading to the Winter Olympics for Australia very, very shortly. What did you make of the music? I promised I was going to ask that.
Yeah, definitely a little bit Christmassy, but you sort of biased us a little. It's fine. It's good. I imagine like snowflakes and snow and laughter.
You definitely get the wintry vibes, but there might be a Santa's sleigh coming along as well.
The innocence of children.
Yeah, that's associated with winter as well. So beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
You guys hang around the kind of northern parts of the world quite a bit. Have you seen Santa before? Are you hanging around?
Yeah, we see him around. Wears the same red suit over here as he does in Australia. So easy to recognise.
They actually do in Sweden. I don't know if you had Christmas in Sweden, but Santa like actually comes to deliver the presents. Like in Australia, you'd like leave the cookies at the chimney and like the presents are just there overnight. But like their tradition is like on Christmas Eve, someone just dresses up as him and like comes to the door. So I guess I have seen him. Like,
oh, geez.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I should say, mate, I'm not sure what you're doing leaving the cookies in the chimney.
It's in the
the fireplace.
Yeah. Bit of a strange Christmas tradition going on there. But speaking of strange things, I'll ask you, Phil, have you read your Wikipedia page recently?
Yeah, I have actually. I don't know why I read that, but yeah, I got on there and someone's obviously put a bit of work in there and they put a pretty descriptive description in there, and they also just changed all my Olympic results to first. So I think I'm like a 7-time gold medalist according to that Wikipedia site. Unfortunately not the case, but good by them.
Yeah. Well, for Beijing, it's already predicted your outcome. It says you're going to come first in the 15-kilometre freestyle and minus third in the men's sprint. So that's a good achievement.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable. I'm just so fast. Yeah, that's what happens. Won the race before it's even started.
Record-breaking stuff. I'll just read a little bit out of like the intro bit. So it starts off with hello there, and then talks about your date of birth, and then it says Philip Bellingham, not to be confused with Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, is also notorious for his ability to send the gnarly downhills like a G. He's competed in several Red Bull Nordics events where he made Australia extremely proud. Phil, also known as Philpot, is known for sending big mountains and big hoppet after parties. He's literally built different. Big up my guy Phil. Smiley face.
Yeah, like there's a bit of truth in there, I guess, but yeah, maybe it's probably not the best things to be put on Wikipedia. But anyway, we're like, I've got a bit of an idea who it might have been who wrote that description. I'll have a chat to him one day.
It's not Seve, is it?
No, it's not Seve. No, it's not funny enough, that guy.
Yeah, I'll say it didn't do a whole lot of good for my research, mate. But it is good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But
good for a laugh.
I should just say no one should really be trusting that Wikipedia page with the events that you're going to be in. So I know you're in a few. Phil, we'll start with you. What events are you going to be in Beijing?
I'm at the moment. I'm tossing up between 4 and 5 events. I'll definitely be in the sprint, the 15K. And the 50K, if I ski fast enough, I'll then get a spot in the 2-man team sprint, and I might race the 30K skiathlon. Just sort of, I'll make the decision on that last event based on the course and the conditions and how I'm sort of feeling those first few days.
Yeah, I got you. That does seem very late. Is that a normal thing?
Very late?
Very late.
Did you say?
Yeah.
So was it late as in
like as in when you're
late
deciding
to decide how many events you're in on then, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, look, I guess the thing is with the skiathlon, it's a 30K race and they run it on a really short loop. because the way it is, you ski on a certain type of skis, then halfway through you change the skis over, and basically, unless you're skiing quite close to the winners, you run the chance of getting lapped off. So if you get caught by the leaders, then you won't be able to finish anyway. So you have to be skiing at a really high level, I guess, to be able to finish that event. So I guess that's what I'll take into account, just how possible that's going to be for me.
Yeah, gotcha. And Seve, are you still tossing up with what events you're going to do, or is it locked in?
A little bit of tossing. I'm basically the same as Phil. I'm maybe less so planning in the 30K at the start. But yeah, otherwise, sprint, 15K classic, hopefully team sprint if I'm skiing well, and the 50K to finish with, which I'm looking forward to. I think that's also one of the oldest events in Olympic history. It was in the Olympic schedule back in 1924.
The originals.
One of the big originals back when there were only 5 sports at the Winter Olympics. So it'll be great to have a good one there. Real one for the history books. History books.
Yeah.
Indeed. But has Phil given you any little bit of nuggets of advice or little tips? Because he's been to a couple of Olympics, as I think we were saying off air. But has he given you any tips for preparing?
Yeah, he sort of trickles them out, a few gold nuggets. I think he's been saying to just enjoy it. He mentioned something about how the mogul team always finish their events super early and they just hang around and party and distract everyone for the rest of it. So he was saying just stay away from them and just remain focused. Also, another thing is be prepared for the races are usually in the afternoon, so we might have to adjust our sleep cycle just to be super fresh for a 4 or 5 p.m. start each day. Lots of other good advice. If I think of some other good ones, I'll speak up. Was there something that you
clearly not offering?
That's a bit like how with my dad, I just kind of zone out if he tries to sit me down, give bits of nuggets of advice, especially when I was probably in my younger teenage years. But Phil, did you have a bit of a history with the mogul team back in the day, with their antics?
I guess not hugely, but maybe a little bit jealous that they get to go out and have fun earlier than us. But no, I know some of the moguls team and or quite well actually. Grew up in the same town as Britt Cox. So yeah, they're all great people. But no, I might have just mentioned at one point that they're done second or third day or something like that. So in previous times they've been able to just go out and enjoy the games and sort of watch events and go out at night or whatever and all that, which I guess we would as well after our last event. But our last event is on the second last day, so not as much time for that. But this year, everyone has to leave the Olympic Village the day or 48 hours after their last event. So I think come the end of the games, we might be one of the only teams left. I think it's just us and
one
the
bobsledders.
Yeah, so it might be a little bit of a grim state of affairs at the end.
Could be good for us though, getting all the attention.
Yeah, that'd be good. Nice.
Yeah, stars of the show, no doubt. Heaps of media coverage on the back end there. You'll be the heroes of all the Australians back here. But Phil,
carry the
your
flag.
last two Olympics, Sochi, Pyeongchang. Tell us a bit about your experience, just overall, how you felt going to those two places.
Yeah, so the first one in Sochi, I guess I was quite nervous, and it was almost a little bit overwhelming, really. Super exciting. I got there and almost overwhelmed by everything that's going on. It's just a really busy time. Like, you've got to obviously prepare for your races, and then there's a lot of media stuff going on, and you're so G'd up. I was actually sort of having trouble sleeping because it was just so exciting. And I probably didn't end up racing as well as I should have, I guess, maybe just because of the pressure. So that was a little bit disappointing. But then going into my second one in Pyeongchang, I guess I was a lot more relaxed and knew what to expect, and sort of got through all the other things associated with the Olympics, and was able to focus on my skiing a bit more and just, I guess, really hone in on the races. The experience of Pyeongchang was probably more of an enjoyable one for me because we were in the athlete village that had all the other competitors from the other sports, and I got to know a lot of the Australian athletes, and they were a really great bunch of people. So that was unreal. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds awesome. And how are you feeling coming into this one? Do you still get those feelings of nervousness, or is it just like excitement?
Yeah, I still get nervous, not as much as I have in the past, and I've obviously been doing this for quite a while, so I know, I guess, what I need to do and what I'm capable of doing, so not so concerned on that side of things, but yeah, definitely still get excited and look forward to the racing and seeing everyone that's going to be over there.
I'll put this one to Seve, actually. We were speaking about like the feelings of nervousness, but when you're actually on the slopes, or just on the snow, do you get scared at all? Are there any scary moments that happen in competition or not?
Not scary. I imagine scary might be for something like bobsled or like downhill when you're going that fast down a run, but yeah, like nerves are something that come in, and it's definitely when you're starting out on World Cup and your first World Champs, and I maybe imagine Olympics, seeing all the best athletes or the guys going for gold can be a little bit intimidating. So yeah, I think you can probably psych yourself out if you're a bit too nervous or thinking about too many things before the start. So I think it's important just to stick to your own plan and be able to hold focus on yourself and what you're doing.
So when you're actually doing your skiing, is there an ideal headspace that you're in, just when you're on top of your game, really on form? Like when I'm in a good headspace, I'm basically there's no distractions. I'm focusing on what's coming up in the course, where to push, and like sort of in a frame of mind where I really want to keep pushing through different sections of the course, and like loving hurting, basically. It's a funny phrase, but yeah, like it's a very exhausting and physically demanding sport. So if you can get yourself to have a day where you really just want to push as hard as you can, and you're enjoying like hurting yourself a bit, then it can be quite enjoyable even. Yeah, well, that's all part of the love for it, I guess, for you guys that are obviously, well, fair to say, you're super into your skiing. But now we'll interrupt the kind of general skiing chat, and Phil, put it to you. I told you how Jess Yaton had a question that she wanted me to ask you. She said there was something going on with a music video, and we were all left in the dark waiting for you to fill us in about this. So can you enlighten us about the situation with this music video that's happening?
Yeah. So I guess it started from a situation years ago where the American ski team challenged everyone, or the American cross-country team challenged everyone to put out a music video as sort of like a bit of a competition. And us guys put out this Katy Perry I Kissed a Girl parody, and it was quite horrible to watch. And,
It got a lot of views, though.
Got a lot of views. Some people would say not all publicity is good publicity, but anyway, I guess probably 8 years on, we had the idea of how we could maybe get a bit more publicity and thought, we'll bring up another music video. And so we've been piecing together something, and Seve's been working pretty hard on it, and we've done it to the Shrek soundtrack.
Yeah, All-Star.
All-Star.
Starring Phil as Shrek.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if you want to watch it, it's out on Aussie Olympic team Instagram and Australian XC ski team Facebook page.
Yeah.
So give it a watch, yeah.
Gotcha.
Since Jess mentioned that, it's already been released. So,
Well, yeah, people should check that out. I haven't seen it myself, so I'm going to check that out as well. But just one more thing I want to know on this. Phil, did you put the hand up for the Shrek role, or did people nominate you?
I was definitely just put into that position. There was no choosing. It's just like, that's me. I'm that guy.
So, speaking of Jess and just the whole camp, I know you're in camp with, is it the whole cross-country skiing team? Can you tell me a bit about like the personalities in that team?
Yeah, so at the moment we've got 5 out of the 6 athletes who are going to the games here on a camp specifically for just the athletes who are going to the games. So we're all in the same mindset, training towards the same thing. The youngest athlete on the team, Hugo, he's been off with, I guess, the younger team doing some different competitions, and he's going to meet us in a few days. He's actually arrived here, but he's just in isolation just to avoid any COVID situations that we don't want to deal with, just because if we do contract COVID at the moment, basically we can't go to the games. So we're living a little bit of a hermit lockdown type of life. But it's good because the teammates are all pretty fun to be around, and we all get on pretty well. We're going a little bit insane at the moment just because, this place doesn't even have internet, so we're kind of hanging around playing a bunch of board games. We've even just started painting pictures yesterday.
Yeah, I set up the painting for Phil. And I come in and he's made this beautiful picture of like mountains, and
it's kind of where my intellectual ability is at.
stunning work from.
Geez, that's absolutely beautiful. We've got to chuck a little snapshot of that on the socials.
This is one of Seve's.
I did this one, yeah.
Absolutely horrible. But
is that tally?
I think so,
it looks like it, yeah.
So it looks like it, but is it intended to be, or is it just something?
No, it wasn't actually. Yeah, it was just like a Martian walking through space, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So back to the original question. The team's pretty great to be around. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Keep each other well into
sort of,
but also hardworking.
Hardworking.
Keep each other going in terms of training, get each other out there working pretty hard. So that's a good thing.
The COVID thing was sort of, I don't know, we have had to be a bit careful, but like with the Hugo thing, to get him over here with us, basically like physio went and picked him up in Austria, drove him over here in Switzerland, but then they've got a separate ACOM, which is like probably 10 minutes walk away from us, receiving their results from PCR tests just to make sure he doesn't bring in COVID from Austria or something like that. So
yeah, or just to make sure they didn't get it on the way.
Yeah.
Doing like 2 tests. Once they've passed those tests, they'll then join the team in a couple of days for when we fly. And then hopefully we're basically just taking every precaution we can not to get COVID. The main reason being that we can't race if we get it.
It's actually interesting. A couple of the Norwegian skiers who were doing a pre-camp in Italy, their coach got COVID a few days ago, and then basically they've all just been in isolation getting PCR tests. And unfortunately, 2 of the women and 1 of the men, the guy actually won gold in Pyeongchang, have tested positive. So it's probably quite sad at the moment for them, and I think there's probably a small chance they might be able to race towards the end of Beijing still. But, it's actually pretty serious if you think about it like that.
Yeah. Does it play on your mind much, like getting COVID? Are you nervous about it?
I guess in terms of having the illness itself, like I'm not concerned about that at all, really. It's more just the fact that if you return a negative test at some point, China won't let you in the country.
Positive,
yeah. You won't be allowed in the country, and therefore your games is just over. And there's nothing you can do about it. So in terms of that side of things, it's, I guess you get a little bit nervous, but it's sort of out of your control. Like, we're doing everything we can at the moment to avoid getting it. So if we do somehow get it, maybe at a supermarket or something, I guess it's just the worst luck. Yeah.
But we're doing enough so that we can sleep well at night, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll just edit this out, obviously, but it's 8:05 your time. Another 15:20. Is that too long?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome.
No worries.
Cool. What was I going to say? All right, here we go. It's back. So obviously, your thing, it's an individual sport, cross-country skiing, but you guys are part of the Australian team, and you guys would race in the same races all the time. If there's the close finish between you, what's the feeling like in the tour, in the camp?
If there's a close finish between the 2 of us, you mean?
Yeah.
I guess Seve and I have actually been going sort of almost tit for tat a little bit, like recently. Like, he'll come out on top sometimes and then I'll come out on top sometimes. It's like, it's a bit of a case of like, you always want to finish on top, but at the same point, like, if you don't, it doesn't really worry me. Like, you're also happy for your teammates to have a good race too. And
like if Phil's skiing at his best and I'm only a few seconds back, then I guess it means that I'm also skiing pretty well. It's funny, like we had Olympic qual races early in December, and there's a field of like 100 guys. This is a European Cup, and at times we just felt like it was like just an Australian champs trying to beat the other Aussies in the race, and the other guys were just like there, just in the background. I guess it won't really be like that at the Olympics, but yeah, feeling's not too bad. As I said, if you're skiing well, then and you're skiing at your own best, then you can be happy with that. We actually had a photo finish in Perisher in August in the sprint, where Australian national champs, where we both lunged for the line, which Phil came out on top. Of course, like he has over the last 10 years. Even though I won the time trial by a few seconds, he just finds a way sometimes. So I was a little bit annoyed about that, because that meant a bit more support over here with the Continental Cup leader and whatever. But yeah.
So, Phil, when you are finishing a bit ahead of Seve, you said you were going for tit for tat, but when you are just that little bit better than him, what is it that makes you that little bit better than him? What makes you the good skier, the Olympic level skier you are?
I guess part of it would just be like freshness on the day. Like if it could just be that the training has worked out for me a little bit better and I've come out with a little bit more energy and can get over the line, or vice versa. Like maybe I've overdone the training and Seve's a little bit fresher and he can come out on top. But I guess the work is also done throughout the training season leading in months and months before, making sure you do everything right then. Seve's probably a better skier, but maybe I've just had a little bit more experience.
Yeah, the experience comes in sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seve, can you tell me how you boys qualified for Beijing?
Yeah, it was a little bit different to previous years. So this year they set aside a month, so it was December, where there were 4 weekends of racing, a couple of World Cups and a couple of European Cups, sort of like the VFL version of the AFL. And, yeah, basically you just had to race well and be in the top 3 Australians, or we've got a 4th spot now, so I guess top 4 Australian skiers throughout that month.
We had a guaranteed quota of 3 male athletes and 2 female athletes at the games. So we knew you had to be in the top 3 to be guaranteed.
Yeah, so you had to be in the top 3. And, yeah, previously there were also additional criteria if you wanted to sort of guarantee your spot, like if you skied top 60% of the World Cup field in that month as well. Basically, that would just guarantee your own spot rather than leaving it up to the selection committee to decide who was in the top 3 or whatever. In previous years, you've had to reach additional criteria set by the Australian committee before that, but some of the criteria was scrapped because of COVID cancelling a few of the races in the last couple of years, but I won't go into that. Anyway, just basically ski fast in December and you go to the games.
Beat the other boys.
It was pretty heated in the women's side for a bit, so that was enjoyable to watch.
So, Phil, in Beijing, now that you have qualified, what are you aiming for? Are you aiming for a particular placement in any of your events, or just there to have a good time?
Yeah, like I guess originally for me, my best events have been the sprint events. So like in the years leading up to Beijing, I had a goal of like going top 30 in the sprint and making finals. But getting a little bit older now, and I'm not sprinting probably as well as I have in the past. So that's maybe a little bit of an unrealistic goal. I'm actually skiing probably better in the distance races now than I am in the sprints. So I guess my goals have sort of shifted a bit more towards, I guess, the longer events, maybe even the 50K. I guess for us, we're not really in medal contention, so our goals are a little bit further back than what I guess Aussie spectators might hope. But yeah, like with cross-country skiing, there'll be up to and probably more than 100 competitors in some of the events. So if you can even go top 50, like that's a pretty good result for us. So if I could do that in the 50K, like that'd be a really good thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, even more simply than that, like getting there just overall is just absolutely incredible, and both of you guys have done that. So very well done to you. But Seve, just quickly, have you got goals for the Olympics in Beijing?
Yes, similar to Phil, I'd love to go top 50 in the 15K classic, which is there probably will be like 130, 140 in that field. So a pretty big field. That'd be super nice to ski like that in that event. Obviously I'm all right at the other events, but yeah, to put a number on it, top 50.
Yeah. All right, to say the least, mate. All right, to say the least. But before we get into our very famous, very well-regarded final segment of the show, I've got a couple of deeper questions for the both of you. This one, we don't usually have this one, but two guests, thought I'd ask it. Phil, first one for you. The cool thing about hanging out with Seve de Campo is what?
I guess the chat he brings is quite reasonable. It's never boring. It's never quiet. And we're always having a good laugh. So I'll give that to him. Yeah.
Good answer, Phil. Seve, same question for you, but about Phil, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, he can be funny when he wants to be.
Not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot really. Just like sort of stares at the wall a little bit. He's good fun, good chat as well. And also the stories he tells from years gone past. You could ask him about Phil Bellingham, Sochi dance floor, circa 2014 after the show, if you like. But yeah, a lot of good stories from him. So yeah.
Phil, I reckon when we get you in the studio post games here, we might have to ask you about this one because I know we are kind of running out of time on this one. But the final question before the final segment that we ask to everyone, no matter who the guest is. Phil, to you first. Do you have a life philosophy, mate? Any quote or anything like that you live your life by because you've done very well in your field of choice?
I guess no. I don't really have like a specific saying or line or anything like that, but I just try and take basically every opportunity that comes to me at the time, like rather than putting things back and saying, I want to one day do that or do that later in my life or I'll do that at some point. I just try and do every opportunity that I get basically immediately. So never miss out on anything, I guess, is the main way I go about it. Yeah.
That's lovely, man. I like that a lot. Seve, same question to you. Do you have a life philosophy of any kind?
Yeah, be passionate and be kind to yourself and to others.
Bloody beautiful.
Complete with the hand gestures as well. Love it.
Yeah.
No, but I also take opportunities and I said earlier in the show, run your own ship a little bit or be prepared to run your own ship. I like that one.
Work hard.
That one too, man.
Come on, work hard.
Work hard.
People can hear that running your own ship thing and a bit more in their pocket profiles, of course, which you can check out. But I mentioned final segment here. We'll get into it, and it's called the Where Do We Begin quiz. It is, it's just so famous, so well loved, and I'm going to hit the music for it. Here at Where Do We Begin, boys, we take this quiz very, very seriously, more seriously than you guys take the Winter Olympics, I reckon. So I hope you're very in the zone here. We're doing things a bit differently because there's no Lockie. Usually we pit the guest or the guests against Lockie, asking some kind of weird and wacky questions, but had to get a bit creative without Lockie. So what we've done, with all these Winter Olympian guests, we've given them Winter Olympics based questions, and we've put up a leaderboard on our social media. There were 8 questions for our last two guests, Nick Timmings and Jess Yaton. They both got 2 out of 8. I've got 6 questions for you guys because there are 2 of you, fewer questions. But if you can get more than 2 questions right, you're on top of the Winter Olympics quiz leaderboard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, challenge accepted.
Yeah, let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. Indeed. So the first question is this. I've actually got some question music for it. I'll hit that actually. Boys, you can collaborate on this, of course. Which country leads the all-time Winter Olympic medal tally?
Norway.
Norway is absolutely correct. A nice, easy one to start.
Easy one to start with.
We're not here to mess around.
You're on the board. You've got 1 out of 1. If you get one more, you're equal top. So, but if you get 2 more, you've taken out the whole thing. Before we talk more Winter Olympians post games. Question 2 is this. Speaking of Norway, actually, in which games did Norway's Magne Murmo become the last athlete to win a cross-country skiing event using all wooden skis?
Maybe like in the 70s or the 60s.
Yeah, like Sarajevo, I think.
Do you know any of the games in the 60s?
Oh, not really. The 60s.
If you give me a year, I'll take that. You don't have to give me a location. Just give me a year.
Okay. Well, it used to be in line with the Summer Games. 1964.
No, it'd be way earlier than that.
80s. Wooden skis. 50. Oh, okay.
82.
Okay. 82.
1982.
No, 1980. 82 wasn't even Olympics. 1980. Let's go.
1980.
1980 is incorrect. The answer is Sapporo, 1972. So,
what was the place?
Sapporo.
72.
Sapporo.
Oh, Sapporo. Yeah.
Sapporo,
Okay.
however you want to say it. But
Yeah.
you want to have 2, boys. You need to get 2 more to
that's
top
right.
the leaderboard. Question 3 is this. 2 current day Winter Olympic sports have been held at the Summer Olympics in the past. Can you tell me what these Winter Olympic sports are?
Ice skating, do you think?
Yeah, ice skating would be one. Yeah.
Bobsled?
It'd be like track skating and like maybe figure skating.
Oh, yeah. 2? Just 2? Or?
Just 2. Are you going track skating and figure skating?
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
lottery.
You've locked it in. Track skating and figure skating. Let's get a bit of a... Well, no, it's probably too early for a drum roll, but figure skating is correct. Track skating is incorrect. Both for the point, boys. The second one was ice hockey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ice hockey, yeah. So
Fair
they were
call.
both held in Antwerp in the 1920 Summer Olympics, and figure skating was in London as well in 1908. Strangely enough.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Question 4. We'll move on. We'll whip through these. Question 4 is this. So not including these upcoming Beijing Games, Australia has sent cross-country skiers to 13 Olympics. So I'm going to give you 4 countries now. 2 of these countries have sent cross-country skiers to more Olympics than Australia, and 2 of these countries have sent cross-country skiers to fewer Olympics than Australia. The countries are Brazil, Estonia, Japan, and Czechoslovakia, which, bear in mind, Czechoslovakia stopped existing 30 odd years ago. So those are your 4 countries. Which ones have featured in more cross-country events in the Olympics in Australia, and which have featured in less?
So Brazil is less.
Brazil and Czechoslovakia is less, and Japan and Estonia more.
Yep.
Okay,
Japan and Estonia more, and Czechoslovakia and Brazil less.
So Brazil have featured in less. They featured in 5. Japan have featured in 21, so more. But Czechoslovakia featured in 16 and Estonia featured in 9. So you're incorrect, boys.
Oh,
You're not on a
Estonia.
good run here. Yeah.
Come on.
Not many for Estonia. Yeah.
Yeah, not many.
Surprising
for
one
that
there.
unfortunate country.
Yeah.
You're 1 from 4. You're on the road here. You need to get 2 from 2 at the end to come out on top
Oh,
of the
come on.
Winter Olympics quiz leaderboard before we take our little break for the actual games.
Horrible
to
at
happen.
this.
Yeah.
Question 5.
That's,
The pressure's really ramped up on this one, and I'll play that pressure music. By population, what's the smallest country that'll be represented in men's cross-country skiing in Beijing?
Yeah.
it's either Montenegro, Andorra. Is Andorra surely the smallest?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Andorra.
Locking in Andorra. I'll get a drum roll going. You need this.
Come on.
You need this very, very badly. Andorra has a population of 77,500 people, and it is the smallest nation that will be represented in the men's cross-country skiing. Well done. You've got one back.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. So you're 2 from 5.
We know our stuff.
Yeah. They've got old mate. Do you want to say his name? I'm not going to have a go at pronouncing it. Do you know the guy?
Altimiras Esteve.
Yeah. That's
Esteve Altimiras. He's actually pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. Liechtenstein actually have a female athlete. They're even smaller than Andorra, but no male athletes, so that would have been incorrect. But you got it right anyway. The last question is question 6, and you need this one to come out outright top of the leaderboard. Here's the music.
Come on.
So, of course, Beijing had the Summer Olympics just 14 years ago, but to the nearest 100, how many days will there have been between the Beijing 08 closing ceremony and the Beijing 2022 opening ceremony when it comes around? To the nearest 100, how many days?
Can we use a calculator or?
Nah, you cannot use calculator. You've got to use mental arithmetic here, boys.
I know that the opening ceremony in 08 was the 8th of the 8th. August.
It's the closing ceremony we're talking here.
Yeah, well, it would have finished around the end of August then, sure.
August.
So
8 by 365.
Or no, 14 by 365 because it's like 4 years. Geez, that's intense maths though.
It is pretty intense maths. You know what? I'll give you, if you get within 200 either side, I'll give you the point.
Okay, so no, we're just thinking. I'm going to say 5,000 and let's go 5,000 days.
5,000
I'm as dumb as a fridge, so let's just lock that in.
Look, we might need to take this for the court for arbitration in podcast quizzes, because I did see some slight signalling going on to someone in the background there.
No, no.
Okay. But look, I'll let it fly, whatever it may have been. But you need to get within 200. You said 5,000. If you've got it correct, if you are within 200, you've come up top on the Winter Olympics quiz leaderboard. Let's get a drum roll going. You've gone over. The answer is 4,912. So you've got within 88. Got the point.
So we've done it.
That means you've taken out top spot.
Yes. So pumped. Yeah.
You have to come back for the ages.
Elated. Absolutely elated.
Yeah, I feel like euphoria sort of rushing through my body.
Yeah, I can see the delight on both of your faces. We love to see it. But you know what? On that note, on that just highest of high notes, I will say thank you so much for coming on, boys. I've really enjoyed it, actually.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Harper. Yeah, it's been good.
Good chat.
Yeah, it's been very good. I hope you go well in Beijing, and I hope all our listeners enjoyed the show too. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you post Winter Olympics, actually, with some more Winter Olympic athletes.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Lovely.
Thanks a lot.
Keen.
Cool.